Guys, tell me, what the hell is going on in this country? What the hell is going on? We got sheriffs being ambushed. We got people protesting over obviously justified shootings. I mean, it's like these guys don't even think anymore. They don't have brains. They don't evaluate the evidence. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about nothing but emotion. But before we get in that, my name is Greg Foreman and you're watching A Black Conservative Perspective. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share A Black Conservative Perspective. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to some loyal subscribers that's been with me since day one. I know my channel has picked up a lot, so I'll make sure I shout those people out. Anonymous Male, Kevin Faison, The Duran Williams Show, Calvin Coram, Billy Beasties, and a lot of other people who've really been supporting my content and my channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll do more shout outs like this in the future. You know, if you guys continue to comment and just support what I'm doing. You know, I love talking to you guys. I try to respond as much as I can. Like, it's just good to have good discussion. But let me get into this perspective on the Lancaster shooting and the shooting of the two sheriffs in LA. All right, so I want to talk about the Lancaster shooting first, right? This one is probably the most shut and closed case of justified use of force by the police that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, really, right? Like, if you watch the video, and the link will be in the description. I'm not going to post it here. Don't want to piss off YouTube. But this guy is chasing a police officer with a knife. Like, literally, that's what it looks like in the video. And the police officer is running away, grabs his gun, turns around, and puts some hot lead into this dude. 100% justified. And then you got these people who don't know how to think for themselves, don't want to wait for the video to come out, don't want to wait for the evidence, don't care about the facts, going out here and protesting in the street, basically trying to destroy the police department in their own communities over somebody that was trying to kill a police officer with a knife. I mean, his own video. I only had to watch the video once, guys. At least with the Rashard Brooks video, I had to watch it 2 or 3 times to form a solid opinion. Same thing with Jacob Blake, right? This one right here, this was shut and closed. I was like, oh yeah, good job. Good aim, good shooting. And it's like anybody with common sense in this country can watch a video like that and be like, yeah, that's what the officer's supposed to do. Like, we shouldn't stand for this. But these people are so hypnotized and brainwashed by the liberal propaganda and the liberal narrative that they're just gonna go out there and just protest no matter what. They don't even care, right? Like, my question is, are we at a point in this country where if a police officer shoots anybody, whether it's justified or not, you guys are gonna get mad? You guys are gonna protest in the streets? Because if that's the case, then this is never gonna end. You guys are gonna be protesting forever. You might as well just go ahead and declare war. Go ahead and declare war. Because it seems like that's what you want. Because that's never going to ever stop. Police are going to have to use force. And it's getting to the point where you guys are not even waiting anymore. You're not even waiting to see the video, to see the facts before coming to an opinion on whether or not you want to tear up your own communities and riot in the streets. It doesn't even matter. Now, again, that case was just, it's just shut and closed. Like, how can anybody see that and be like, oh, I'm gonna go out in the streets and protest for this guy? No, like, that's crazy. Now, we talk about the LA case, right, where the two sheriffs was just sitting in their police car, chilling, minding their own business, not harassing anybody, not beating anybody down, not shooting anybody, not chasing any criminals, just sitting in their police car. Some coward comes up to them and opens fires on the vehicle, severely injuring these two officers, one of whom was a female. Thank God, as far as I know, they're, you know, in the hospital, and they seem to be recovering. But the most despicable and disgraceful part about this whole thing is that reportedly some of these protesters was blocking the emergency entrance of the hospital. Blocking the emergency entrance of the hospital to try to keep these officers from getting the help they need. While also, I don't know if they consciously knew this or not. They probably don't, because they're just acting out of emotion. Blocking other people, innocent people who have nothing to do with the incident, from getting the help they need as well. And then saying things like, you hope that the police officers die. You hope that the police officers die. How does that help your narrative? How does that help your movement? Because what you guys are asking for is for people to get on your side, people to understand that systemic racism and social injustice is a big problem in this country. And you're asking them to understand that and to get on your side and to support your cause. And that was working. With the George Floyd incident, I felt like that was starting to work. A lot of people was like, okay, this George Floyd thing, like, you know, this seemed a bit excessive. This was too much. But when you start doing stuff like this, killing police officers, rioting, protesting the street, burning down communities, burning down businesses, destroying people's livelihoods, including your own people, and then you do despicable things like block the entrance of an emergency room, that just shows that you're up to no good. You're no longer on the right side of history, if you ever were in the first place. There's no room for that because you guys are acting like you guys were the good guys. We're for the innocents. We're for justice, peace. And it's hard for me at this point to find anything peaceful and just about these protests and riots. And furthermore, these people are not being condemned by the leadership of Black Lives Matter. Oh wait, I forgot, there is no leadership. And that's the problem. Anytime when these people go out here and they riot and they protest in the streets, you don't hear no condemnation from Black Lives Matter. You don't hear no condemnation from any of these people. But you want to lecture me? You want to lecture me about police violence? When you guys are out here killing innocent people? Innocent people are losing their lives behind these protests? And y'all ain't saying nothing? When David Dorn was murdered, shot in the head by people that were looting a small business that he was trying to protect in his local community, you didn't say nothing? Black Lives Matter said nothing. Not a peep. It's disgraceful. There's no way in hell I can get behind a movement like that. I don't care what happens. And guys, I'm educated on the liberal narrative. I understand where these guys are coming from. I've read the studies. And the summary of the studies goes like this. There's a lack of data on police brutality. Mainly because the departments that report on this type of stuff have to only do it voluntarily. And their data is missing things such as the actual race of the police officer. Sometimes the race of the victims. Sometimes the race of the victims are confused. Like, for example, an Asian person might be classified as white. The data is very limited, guys. But with that data, these studies have found some discrimination, and there's been some studies that haven't found discrimination. You can look this stuff up for yourself, guys. The data is limited, and we're coming to conclusions based off limited data. I'm not saying there may not be systemic racism. I'm not saying there might not be social injustice. I'm pretty sure there is to a certain degree, because I'm not naive enough to believe that there's no such thing as racism. There is. But like I said before, I've seen more people walking around in white hoods protesting for Daniel Prude than I've seen white supremacist KKK members walking around here in white hoods. That's just a fact. So I really don't buy into the narrative that it is as big of a deal as people want to make it out to be. Again, the data is limited on this stuff, but I do understand where they're coming from. But when I'm sitting here looking at the overall numbers, I'm saying, okay, 200 to 300 black people killed per year by the cops. 300 to 400 white people killed per year, and 100 to 200 Hispanic people killed by year. That also includes 25 unarmed black people that are killed by the cops. Not just shot, but just killed in general. And I'm looking at these raw numbers and I'm like, this is not adding up. This is not adding up. That's 375 million interactions with the police per year. We out here protesting, burning down communities over 230 some people. Also on top of that, I mean, these protesters killed what 30 plus people in 3 or 4 months. So if we have a year of this anarchy, you're gonna have more people killed in these protests than Hispanics killed per year by the police, and probably gonna be getting up there with the number of black people killed by police. So these protests are becoming a moot point at this point. If you're talking about stopping the violence, no justice, no peace, these protests are counterproductive to that. I mean, just factually speaking. So again, what is the end goal, guys? What do you actually want? Because if you want justice, this is not the way to do it. Destroying your own communities is not the way to do it. Killing your own people is not the way to do it. You want to hold police officers more accountable than we hold people in our own communities. Oh, black man killing another black man. Oh, that's just crime. It's just crime. Those people get arrested. There's justice served those people, and that's not true. There are about 6,000 unsolved homicides per year. About 7,000 black homicides per year. Again, in which a large portion are unsolved. So to pretend like justice is always served on black and black crime is not true. And a lot of it is because we don't do our part in terms of trying to police these criminals ourselves and bring justice to our own communities. But you're asking somebody else to do something that you don't want to do. That's what kills me. Where's all this outrage for the kids that are killed in Chicago every single weekend? There's more people killed in Chicago over a dozen weekends than that's killed all year by the police in terms of black lives. And this is what y'all protesting about? And you expect people to take y'all seriously? And this got to the point where you guys are protesting a dude with a knife chasing a police officer as if the police didn't use justified force. Like, what do you want, the police to get stabbed? Apparently you do, because you're blocking hospital entrances at this point. So again, when people try to label you guys as violent, this is the type of stuff that we can point to. The type of despicable, inexcusable activities and behavior that is really turning a lot of people off from this movement. You guys are losing. You have the media on your side, and you may have the corporate interest on your side, because they all want to go woke for money. But the average American person is not on your side. They're not on your side anymore. And every single day, there's a new Trump supporter with each one of these videos that comes out, with each one of these shootings that come out, with each one of these protests, with each one of these ridiculous activities that you guys are so quick to whip out your phones and record and then post on the social media for clout. You're just making more Trump supporters. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Come November, there's going to be a lot of liberal tears. Because the way this is headed, we will not allow this country to become a lawless wasteland where our police officers and the people that protect our communities are being gunned down indiscriminately in the streets by thugs, criminals, and ignorant people. We will not let it happen. It is what it is. And this is a very sad weekend in my opinion. And I just don't see an end goal with this. I don't see how this is going to come to an end. And I really have a bad feeling about where this is going. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.